I'm a depressio. I'm no one. I'm alone. Did you say? Have you got something to say?
Far better.
Run away. Oh.
I think we should cut down the intro, by the way, and it should have been done by now.
Yeah, do you know what? I'll have a word with that editor.
Bloody editor.
Pesky editor.
We've submitted out, it's now 10:30, guys, at night, because we spent, probably 3 hours just submitting a advert. That's tell them the story.
We are, as this goes out, by the way, guys, you still have time to come down to this. This comes out Friday. On Sunday, we are doing a day of hosting at Crossed Wires Podcast Festival. Former guest Jim O'Hara, wonderful man, is putting on this festival with a bunch of mates in Sheffield, and we're hosting on Sunday at Leah's Yard, the Loose Lips stage. Now, on Monday, as I got back from Glastonbury, in a tired haze, I was DJing till 2 in the morning.
Got back
to my tent, 2:30, got up at 5:30, left, drove home at 10:30 in the morning. Former guest also, LT Walto, Liam, messaged me being like, "Hi mate, I heard you filmed a video for me at Glastonbury," and I was like,
"Oh God,
am I tripping?" I was quite deliriously tired. Hadn't been asked or told to film said video, so I hadn't done it. So he's asked for a promo video. I've decided that if I'm just walking around saying what's going to happen at this day, it's going to look quite boring. So me and you have got together and watched one Bob Mortimer video.
Was it because we didn't really know what I was going to do? We just got our phones out. It was like, we need to cut this promo. It's going to be just an advert. We couldn't really, we weren't allowed to say like what's happening, who's on, so it had to be like a generalized video. So we watched a video of Bob Mortimer and what's the other guy called? Vic Reeves.
Vic Reeves.
And we got some inspiration and decided, I'm going to show the ad now actually in the edit. This is the ad, and for the audio listeners, please switch over to the YouTube because it's quite a visual, visual experience.
Yes.
Anyway, that was the ad that we decided to go with, and we don't.
So that's what we put out there, which we thought was correct for our tone of voice, and I think we're beginning to realise why we're kind of alienated and on the weird periphery of mainstream podcasting, really, because we do things quite odd, don't we?
Different,
yeah.
Like
I heard strange
from the fantastic mind of Mr. Beast. I don't really like Mr.
I thought you were going to say Mr. Bean.
Mr. Bean. No, it would have been more
from the fantastic.
But the fantastic voice of Mr. Beast. Don't really like Mr. Beast. But anyway, he said something. Teddy. Yeah, I remember that when he did that. That was great.
Yeah. So carry on.
Mr. B said, "Be the orange cow." I think it was, which is you could drive past the field, you see a bunch of cows.
Yeah.
You see cows every day.
Yeah, the weird.
If you saw an orange one, you'd be like, "What the fuck is that?" And that's what we are.
And
be different, man.
That is a man with 100 billion YouTube subscribers.
I'm not really a big fan of Mr. Beast, if I'm being honest. I think he's quite he's a little bit of a sociopath, but that's just my opinion.
Has he got a chocolate bar yet?
Oh yeah, he's got Beast Bar, yeah.
Is it called the
Genuinely, he's got a chocolate bar. Did you not know this?
No, I didn't.
Fucking hell, I should have bought.
I
felt
was
really
just making
bad.
up things that like I feel like YouTubers have. They have a drink.
They
have a chocolate bar.
Yeah,
they have.
You nailed it, man. You got
like
Beast Bar.
They have a range of like. Basically, it's normally stuff that like.
What do we need?
You'd like
man.
consume late at night while snacking in your dark room, watching Mr. Beast, eating your Beast bars and your Beast drinks.
So our friend Tom is into all a bit of that. He's like, I'm going to buy the Mr. Beast bar, and he bought me like lots of flavours. Bless him, God bless.
That's nice.
And he wanted the honest opinion, and I felt like I let him down by saying like, just chocolate, really, just very average. Just
yeah.
It was all right. Like I wouldn't pay the price that it had on it. Though.
Is this like all the TikTokers that are doing the Dubai chocolate thing now? Because it's like, everyone's doing a review of the Dubai chocolate, so I have to do it.
Probably, I don't know. I've seen the Dubai chocolate. It's expensive, isn't it? But we, regardless of whether that ad gets used, I'm very proud of that.
Yeah, if that gets used on professional channels, then fair play, it snuck through. But if not, guys, we tried our very, very best. So we thought we'd open this episode at least by telling you that we're going to be at Leah's Yard on Sunday, the 6th of July, this coming Sunday, so 2 days after this airs. If you want to come down for a day of free podcasts, there are going to be some great guests, some special guests, some really great guests coming along doing podcasts, and we're going to be there in between chatting 15 minutes of shit to whoever turns up and wants to chat shit to us.
Who, by the way, if you don't know who the flash of the random head was, that was...
Then you're not old enough for this
in the
podcast.
advert,
go away.
then you're not old enough for this podcast. Please go away.
Stop watching, go away.
Stop watching, go away, and come back when you've educated yourself on...
Educate yourselves.
On the world of Art Attack. Fucking Art Attacks, mate. I tell you what, man. Oh, fucking... Do you mind? I'm peckish.
No, go on.
Sorry, man.
Right.
Some crisps?
He's opening a gigantic share-sized bag of Walker's crisps.
You want one?
Yeah. Do you know Ready Salted is my favourite flavour?
Yeah.
Is there like a mousetrap in it or something?
No.
Okay, well, thank you.
What the fuck is
that? Oh. What is that, David?
Well, get it out.
Wow. Oh my God.
What the fuck's that?
David Vaughan has brought to me
What is that, dude?
an exclusive Walker's. How old are these crisps?
Oh, I don't know, man.
How old are these crisps?
What is it? What is it?
This is an exclusive Walker's Jar Jar sticky tongue toy. Oh my God. Mate, is this legit as well? How have you got your hands on that?
Oh my God, we mentioned that on the podcast last week.
We did mention that on the podcast last week.
Mate, you get him in Walker's Crisps. This must be...
Oh, wow.
Hey, go on, open that, lad.
Well, those foil bags, they really do work, because this is from 1999, everyone.
Bag that open. Go on, have a go.
Oh, mate.
You mentioned it. I was like, fucking hell.
I am so happy that you've managed to get your hands on this.
Remember that from the 90s that you mentioned? It's here. It's live. It's now. We're bringing it to you.
I cannot believe you've managed to source
Is it sticky?
This must be worth, like, quite a large amount of money.
Oh! Is it sticky?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, it is!
Yeah. Mate, this is sick. It's the Jar Jar sticky tongue toy, mate. Look at that. Here you go, mate. You ever got on that?
Fucking hell, that's my childhood,
I'm gonna have another one of these crisps. How did you get this old 90s bag of crisps?
Well, I'll tell you seriously. Because you mentioned it last week, I was like, fucking, do you remember those? And I was on Discord with the lads.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, I wonder if you can still get them. And lo and behold, mate, they're just on eBay.
They're expensive.
Tenner. Like.
Tell you what, it's worth it.
You bastard.
No, it was worth it. And these crisps are great.
Look at that for the fucking nostalgia.
1999, these crisps. A tenner.
Sorry, for the audio listeners, you got to be watching.
We've opened up this Jar Jar Binks toy.
There you go. We're gonna save that. We're gonna get all dirt on it, I think, because
I can't believe that. That's really special. That
the thing is, I bid it on a few on eBay, and I've won another one, a glow in the dark special edition for like £3.
Oh my God!
It's in like a box wrapper, but they came in Walker's Crisps. They didn't come in like a cereal box. It was Walker's Crisps, I believe. Came in that bag.
The thing is, back in 1999, so many people probably like saved these in their original bags, thinking that's going to be worth something one day.
A tenner now.
And then the international hate campaign, the smear campaign of hate against Jar Jar Binks began. Now look at his silly, dangly, long tongue. You just can't.
Do you think the people, if Jar Jar Binks was more popular, that would be worth a lot more today?
I think so, maybe. I guess it kind of depends on the branding, doesn't it, as well? Like, Walker's Star Wars kind of crossover is Walker's, like... a legit enough brand for it to be a thing. But you know what I will say about this? You know when you like you say things like, "Oh, when I was a kid, Mars bars were bigger." Like I feel like I remember, like this is a 90s toy. This is the exact toy. But I'm like, I feel like I remember his head being bigger.
Bigger, I do. Yeah,
But it would be
totally agree.
Be the size of my hands, really.
Mr. Bigger.
The problem is, I guess you can't buy a Mars bar from 1992 anymore, can you? Because they've all been eaten.
Have you seen? There was this geezer that on YouTube used to buy like 90s drinks and like just open them and drink them.
Oh my god!
And you're I think I genuinely think he has cancer now.
What, because of all these drinks? From
I
the
don't
90s?
know. I don't know whether it's related, but I can't remember. I think his name was like Beast or someone like
Mr. Beast.
Not Mr. Beast, but it was like LA Beast. That was his name.
Lots of beasts on YouTube, isn't there?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Gotta be careful.
LA
be careful
Beast.
of all these beasts.
I mean, I'm throwing that out there that he got cancer, and I've got to be really.
It's come from the aspartame, hasn't it? The aged aspartame that's given him immediate cancer, basically. Yeah. So watch out. And mate, these crisps from the 90s, they look safe.
No, that was actually just a bag. Then I slipped it in. And
how did you reseal the bag?
No, I just popped the bag open a little bit, popped it in. I really wanted you to grab it, like feel in there, and you.
That was so special. That's one of the nicest things you've ever done.
You can take that home with you, mate, if you want. That's yours.
No.
I've got a special edition.
Let's keep it in the studio. Let's keep him in the studio. Little dangly tongue Jar Jar.
Mate, I love that. Now he's getting added. We're getting all these little collections now.
He gets too much hate, Jar Jar, and I'm not having it. Look at his little tongue. Oh, he's already got some muck on it. That's the problem. He gets a mucky tongue, doesn't he? Yeah, I've got a mucky tongue, Jar Jar.
I asked all my friends around me if they remembered all this, and Chunk said, "Yeah, I remember grabbing it by the tongue and just like
swinging it,
and launched it in the next door neighbour's yard, and he was so sad." Everybody has this memory of this child, and I'm with you. I do believe it should have been bigger, right?
Yeah.
But
it felt bigger at the time, is what I meant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, lots of things felt bigger at the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Little hands.
Twin Towers. They felt bigger at the time. 1999. More pure time. the cancerous lump in my mum's brain, that was quite big in 1999. R.I.P.
Dead mum. Anyway,
yeah, we've all got
put your
got
hands
one.
up if you still got a mum.
Oh.
Do you remember when we did that? And it's like
it was on a friend's stag do. Yeah, put your hands up.
Hey,
the best part about that was it was my mate's dad who did that, who just lost his mum on a table of me and another friend who in recent years had lost their mums. Well, mine was quite a long time ago. So I found it quite funny, but my mate's dad who did it to himself made himself cry.
Because he went in on the joke.
Because he then felt bad because he was like, I haven't got a mum anymore.
Fucking hell.
And then they started crying. It was a bit of a downer, really, on a stag do.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like he wanted to do the banter, but also
then couldn't handle
his own banter. Yeah, and he started crying. I think I remember being there going, "What's going on? Like, why? It's okay to be sad about your dead mum, dude."
We were on a boat going down a canal in Amsterdam, and then about a minute before that, I'd done a video of how to. I basically was like, "How do you create the perfect poached egg?" And then they were given their different sort of, I don't know, methods of poaching an egg, which I thought. At the time, I don't know why I would have thought this, because I've never done ketamine.
But if I did.
But I thought this is the best thing that anybody's ever said out loud. Was two different methods of poaching an egg at the same time. Felt really nice and squashy on the ears, you know. But yeah, then they got onto Dead Mum Chat and made themselves cry.
Jesus Christ. A lot of stuff happens at...
On a stag do, man. On a stag do.
Have we spoken about the man and the stag do? He who shall not be named. Not that person.
Yeah, we've done the
whole.
We've done the
Fit as a butcher's dog.
Fit as a butcher's dog.
Yeah, hold him.
We do often.
We're on the precipice.
We do often threaten.
I got a phone call today.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Johnny Hammers.
Yeah.
Lovely to hear from him again. Genuinely, and I wrote some things down, which you know. but I think I'm going to share him with the podcast. He loves, by the way, that he's a mystery.
He wants to remain a mystery.
Yeah, and he's all for it. And this is genuine. I didn't prompt this on, and it was just.
Is he calling you during working hours? Like,
honestly, I get a call from him like once a year.
He's in the office at this point.
No, we're working from home because he does what he wants.
Right, right.
Honestly,
okay.
and
for the company that fired you for working from home.
No, it could be.
Yep.
Who knows? Never know. And this is what he said. He was talking about a woman who's who's an old lady who's got 1 foot short than the other, and the nickname for her is 4 foot 5 foot. He goes. Is
this somebody that he works with?
Yeah, they call her 4 foot 5 foot. She's got one leg shorter than the other. Oh, I just lost it. I went, what do they call her? 4 foot 5 foot. Because they don't know whether she's 4 foot 5 foot. And I fucking lost it. I was like, what the fuck? And then I've got another quote that I just wrote down. I don't know when in the conversation he said this, but he said, "I've got something unsheathed." Like what? Unsheathed, yeah. Is that what he said? I'm trying to think. Unsheathed. I'll tell you about me when I want to tell you about me.
Did you ask? So how's it going, Johnny? I'll tell you about me.
When I want to tell you about me. And I thought that was just a good like lyric.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like in a song, I'll tell you about me when I want to tell you about me. I don't know. How would you fit that into like a? And I thought we could write that down. That's quite good.
Yeah, no, I like that. It's poignant. I mean, maybe a quote on the wall, a tattoo,
I'll tell
maybe.
You about me when it's a really roll off the.
Yeah, it needs to be.
How would you?
I don't know.
As a lyricist, how would you bring that?
I'll tell you about me when I want to tell you about me. You have to split.
That's kind of like it's kind of like a deep meaning of like I'll tell you when you're ready, when I'm ready,
when I'm ready to
tell you
explore it further.
So that was a lovely call from him. He was on the phone for about an hour, and he did make me laugh, and he said he misses me, and you know,
rang you for an hour.
Yeah, it was a lovely phone conversation. I love an hour of Hammers. Yeah,
an hour of Hammers written off, literally just like that. That's 40 grand in the bank.
Yeah, it's a work call. That
work call. That
work call.
Work call. Yeah. Tax deductible
work call.
Yeah.
Keep the receipt for that call.
Oh fucking hell! I bet he did as well.
Honestly, such a legend. If we could have him, you wanted him on the pod. But
I would love him to come in anonymously. We would disguise him, maybe like sitting behind a screen.
One of the.
I'd get a paper screen. I would genuinely do this. I'd get like a big paper screen and I'd put it like here.
That would be so.
And then
good.
I'd have him sat behind it, like
with
a light shining through, and like glasses on as well, and like a hat. So you wouldn't know.
And we put a voice modifier on.
Well, no, I kind of want to hear his voice, like almost as natural as we can.
Yeah, to be fair, you would with that accent. Anyway, I just wanted to see who the hottest fan he was, and I want temperatures. Just some classic lines from Hammers, man.
It would be great just to hear. Maybe would he be confident, like just sending some little snippets in?
I don't know. I'll have to try and convince him, but.
Yeah, well, it's nice. It's nice that Hammers is still out there doing bits in business. We don't talk about him quite often enough on this podcast. It's been a little while since the Hammers came through.
Yeah, that saga has kind of been and gone, hasn't it? You used to do those stories as well, didn't you, Johnny Hammers, and the kind of like. Yeah,
we used to write more bits about Johnny Hammers. I wrote a rap about him.
Yeah,
and all the different flavors of Coke that he liked.
Yep.
Well, I mean, I could do more. I could really try harder for content.
That's some fan fiction.
I used to write fan fiction.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
Any news?
Have we phoned it in?
Have we phoned it in? I think we've evolved, man.
Just evolved into what? A chat?
Just any more news? Have we got any news from Al Walter if we've been approved?
No, I don't think so. The last thing that
the last correspondence
was the video is fucking great.
I mean, Al thinks it's great.
It's fair enough. It's fair enough. I don't think. I think the approvals will come in the morning. Tomorrow.
Will that go through O'Hara?
I think it will go through the team. I mean, the team is.
God, I want to be a fly on the wall.
What you've got to remember is O'Hara is just one part of that team. A very poignant.
How many members? I would.
I genuinely don't know how many members of the team there are.
In my
crosswise.
Mickey Mouse brain,
more than 5.
In my Mickey Mouse brain, I see it as like they've all got a projector on the wall, and they're all just right. We've got this latest.
It's probably going to be more of a WhatsApp group, isn't it?
Exactly, but in my Mickey Mouse mind,
yeah, it's probably
they're in a boardroom.
Yeah.
We've got the next one to show.
Johnny Hammers is introducing it, of course. Yeah.
Depressed CEOs. I'm going to put that on now. And then they just watch it. It goes. Anyway, obviously we're all declining that one, aren't we? And on to the next one. And they just brush it by like nothing's ever happened.
I mean,
what was that in middle? Pause that. Like
it's the head from Art Attack, but blurred and pixelated. Oh shit! I've given it away. But listen, we are who we are. We are who we are. We can't hide it.
I really do not care.
You want promo videos from us? You want adverts? They're gonna be weird. I'm sorry. That's who we are. I'm not actually sorry at all. We did a great promo video there. So you want people to come to your event and stuff. Like, yeah, cool. By all means,
we could
explain what it is.
You could do the whole like, oh, yeah, Greg James is going to be there. And
well, it might be.
Who knows?
We can't possibly say who's going to be.
Can we not say?
We can't possibly say who's going to be there, can we, David? But Greg James might be there. Should we? Liam Perrins might be there. Should we specify a few more?
Left Shark might be there.
Left Shark might be there. Katy Perry might be there.
Neil Buchanan.
Mark Spate won't be there.
Why is Mark Spate not going to be there?
We're not going to be asked back for next year.
No. And that's fine.
Not at this rate.
It's going to do our own festival. Our own podcast.
No, we're not. No, we're not. No,
it's going to be called Bloodfest.
Bloodfest.
No, we still got our own festival called Deprestival.
No, we are going to do Deprestival actually.
Deprestival is so
do you know what
good.
That's that'll be curated real tight. You know what I mean?
I really want Depressible to be really terrible as well.
Well, I think we could do that. I think we should do that, in fact. But then we have all these grand ideas, and it's been over a year, and we barely have time to record a podcast
or an advert. Honestly, we went around the streets of Sheffield doing that podcast, and we got some crazy looks.
It was good. It was good fun recording that. It reminded me of like everything that I love doing, which is like making stupid skits, and creating stupid characters, and wearing balaclavas, and just pretending to smoke fireworks.
Well, we're going to put the outtakes up somewhere because the outtakes are funny, especially when you scream "fuck" when you've got that sparkler in your mouth.
I was on a time constraint. The sparkler itself wasn't concerning me as much as it maybe should have done. Imagine if that had like a little pop at the end of it, though.
Oh, your face is gone.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Horribly disfigured.
Yeah.
Rest of your life.
Yeah. How did you get horribly disfigured? Well, you know. My voice as well. Even my voice goes, well, you know, I was doing an advert for a podcast festival.
Thought it'd be great to put a sparkler.
Do you know podcasts have been going for 20 years?
Podcasting? It's probably a little bit longer.
It's the 20-year anniversary of Apple Podcasts.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's actually wild. 20 years, man.
But I assumed that was the beginning because podcast.
That means I was 17.
It was a show to go on your iPod, right? So I thought that Apple was the beginning of the podcast as we know it.
I think it was a little bit before that, though. No, with Tom Green and.
But was that like it was it classed as a podcast?
No, but it was kind of, I don't know.
Like it was a podcast, but it wasn't called a podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, shall we Google it quickly so we can like?
I want to hear about Glastonbury.
Oh yeah, no, I'll do that. But let me just do origins of the podcast. It emerged from the convergence of several technologies and ideas in the early 2000s. Okay, cool. I've not really been up to much the last week, mate, to be fair, so I haven't really got much to tell you.
No, what? Not about Glastonbury?
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry, guys. Did I mention that I went to...
You DJ Glastonbury?
Did I mention that I went to Glastonbury?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really want to talk about, some of the news that came out of that because I remember seeing that one.
What was that?
Oh, I don't know.
What was some of the news that came out of Glastonbury?
Just that man on stage just chanting for people's death, I think.
Oh,
I don't want to repeat it.
death to the EDF.
That was crazy.
The energy companies.
Imagine if it was EDF.
Yeah, I thought that's what he was saying.
Oh shit!
Death to EDF. Join Octopus. Fight for clean energy.
Oh God!
I might have,
What if people got confused? Wait, I thought we were on about.
Yeah.
What on about EDF, the energy company?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been meaning to get on. What's the comparison website?
Oh shit! Yeah.
Compare the smear cat.
Yeah. Fucking hell, man.
Yeah. Well. I mean, it was a very political year, but
It was. Yeah.
Glastonbury has always been quite political.
Yes.
They've always had like Extinction Rebellion. They're long serving partnership with Greenpeace and all sorts of stuff like that. So there's nothing really new there. People standing up for oppression and being quite left wing, maybe to an extreme level of left wing.
I just don't think chanting for the death of anyone is.
But do you know who he's talking about?
Yeah, the Israeli military. But just as a bar, no death, no anywhere.
No death to anyone. Everyone gets a Nintendo Switch.
Yep.
But not the new one because you can't jailbreak it. And just be happy, play games with each other.
That's what I want. That's the world I want.
Get on with each other.
Yeah. But what about underlying.
Let bygones be bygones. Let all the dead be forgotten, and all the death, destruction, and geopolitics, and oil politics, and everything else just under the rug. Everyone gets a Nintendo Switch, but the jailbroken one and Mario Kart, big game of Mario Kart.
Mate, that's how we solve world problems. Is like just
big game of Mario Kart.
Big game of Mario Kart.
Yeah, whichever country wins
gets a
little trophy.
Yeah,
and the runners up, they all get a little chocolate sweet each. And
if you get blue shelled,
yeah, fair. You tried.
Fair game. You tried.
Yeah, I think overall there should be more peace in the world. I think we can all agree on that, hopefully. But then I think there's.
Can I just chant like if I was ever on a stage like that, I'm just going to chant like, "Love everybody."
Even you, James Corden. Do you know what I mean? You've got to be.
No, of course, James Corden. Of course,
all encompassing. Yeah, of course, James Corden.
I did that for the joke.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, but of course. I don't want death to James Corden.
Was that what you would chant if you got death to James Corden? Death.
Doesn't really have the same ring to it, does it?
No, it's a bit mean as well.
Yeah. No, I don't wish.
Hey,
death
Gavin
upon
and
the man.
Stacey though, mate. Gavin.
Not a real laugh.
Not a real laugh. Not a real man.
No, but you play Glastonbury.
So I did play Glastonbury.
Look,
yes.
Rambo, 250,000 people.
Yeah,
there.
all there for me. Was on one of the main stages, of course. I DJ'd Glastonbury in 2 bars, both great venues. The way Glasto works is that each kind of little bar, venue, stage and stuff will get an allocation of tickets. Some of the stages, if you're a bigger artist, you probably get paid a little bit of money for going to as well. But a lot of the time you just sort of play for your ticket, and if you're lucky, you get some food. So I got 1 ticket. I was hopeful I'd get another ticket so my wife and my son could come because kids go free until 12. If you don't know that, by the way, and you have kids go free until they're 12 at Glasto. So you can take them for free. So you should. If you want like an awful time. When I was there, I was thinking it would be really great to bring my child to this like sensory overload sphere. And then I was also watching people with toddlers like chase their toddlers as they ran away down a hill, like holding onto a firework and stuff. And I was like, I don't know if I would have a better time without him here. And just maybe with my wife. And maybe he goes and stays with his auntie for like a few days.
I think you have to stay alert, man, and I think that takes a part of your brain that's like, okay,
Yeah,
I need to
you enjoy it.
look after.
You enjoy it in a different way, as people will say when they're being positive about parenting. Actually, you probably wouldn't enjoy it as much because you have a different experience.
I think Louis would grow up and hear you say that and go, yeah, fair play, Dad. Like, fucking hell.
Yeah, I think when he's older, he would understand. Yeah,
He'll be
for
like,
sure.
fucking hell.
When
You
he's
don't
like,
want
when
me.
he's like, when he's like 20, we'll go. You know what I mean?
He's not going with you when he's 20.
Well, we'll all go together. We won't spend the whole time together.
No, when he's 20, he's not going to.
Pingers in the naughty corner.
He's not going to want to go with his dad when he's 20.
I don't know. Speak
Like,
for
no, Dad, no. You're like, you're fucking.
Speak for yourself.
How old will you be when he's 20?
Oh, how old will I be? I'll be 55.
You'll be insufferable, is what you'll be.
I'll be
You'll be going,
55.
oh, DJ'd it once.
I'd
Like,
still,
yeah, Dad, I know. It was a bar, Dad. Chill out.
Still be clinging on to that. Yeah.
I DJ'd in this bar once.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dad, we know, Dad.
Yeah.
And then I'm there, just off my nut still.
Yeah.
He goes, oh, yeah, fucking Uncle Dave.
Uncle David fell asleep here last year. Look, he's still off his chops.
And I go,
Just-
you want some gear, mate?
Just nude in a field.
Like, stop offering my child
Oh, I feel like he'd be sourcing his own.
off his chops.
I don't think he'd be trusting Uncle David's gear.
It'd be bloody space gear by the time he's 20.
Oh yeah.
What kind of fucking drugs are they going to have in?
They're going to be incredibly advanced.
Incredibly advanced drugs.
I would say I'm concerned for his future, but I'm not really. Am I? Like, the future is what the future is. What the future is. I've come back from Glastonbury very zen. Do you know what I mean?
Was there any like weird, crazy stories on Glasgow that you can share at all, or was it just
my Glastonbury wasn't particularly wild, to be honest, and it sounds like I feel like everyone comes back kind of smug, like, oh, like it's just the best place on earth, and it is. Like, it's a spectacle, and it's a
what
feat.
do they not tell you about?
It's a feat to see. One thing they don't tell you about Glastonbury is how fucking busy it is everywhere. And I watched a podcast with Annie Mac and Nick Grimshaw, who I really love and respect, both of them. But Emily Evis, aka Michael Evis's daughter, aka one of the Glastonbury, I don't know what you call it, organisers, one of the organisers. She asked them, last year everyone said it was really busy, but did you guys notice it was busy? And Annie and Nick were like, oh no. And I'm like, I've literally got some footage of walking through the crowd where it is so busy. You're shoulder to shoulder with people, and it took like, I went to see, met with my friend. She manages like a quite a high profile artist, we shall say. And I was meeting her because she had like a little break the day before her artist was playing. And she knew that Lewis Capaldi was doing a secret set. So I was like, right, I'll come meet you wherever you are. And the crowd was so thick, there was no chance I could walk through the crowd to get to where I had to go. So I had to go all the way round, which was about a 30-minute detour. I saw Lewis Capaldi's first two songs, and then I heard his last two songs because I had to walk around the stage.
Wow.
You can't walk in front of it. The crowd is so thick. And then once we had met, we were walking out of the crowd, and it was shoulder to shoulder, chaotic, and you just marching forward, being carried by the weight of the crowd. Like, it is insane. Like, how many people, like, one thing I think I said to you via message, 250,000 people approximately. It's probably way more than that. If you include like everybody that's there, like festival staff, security staff, the people that have broken in, like.
Which, by the way, I wanted to bring that up.
There's loads of
I
them.
saw the amount of
There's
people on TikTok
loads of
just
people
like
pouring in.
Gotta get in, and there's this one geezer that does it every year, and he was like, in again. And
Yeah.
I'm like, to the point where I'm like, if I don't get a ticket next year and you're DJing,
Just
I'm
break in.
breaking in.
Well, next year it's not on. They take a fallow year like every 5 years, basically, to let the
really?
ground recover. So next year it's not on. The year after, then it'll be on again for 5 years. But like, yeah, like the sheer scale of the amount of people is insane. And the late night area of Glasgow is referred to affectionately as the naughty corner, like by everyone that goes there. Like, I guess technically it's called the southeast corner. But if you're heading up there at like 1 a.m, which is when everyone's heading up there, it is absolute chaos. Like there's like droves of people going up there, and every area within that is so packed. like I feel like you don't really get to see it that much. You don't really get to experience it much. So as much as it sounds like I'm being a bit of a Debbie Downer about Glastonbury, it's this amazing experience. You do get to see loads of stuff. There's literally something there for everyone. But for me, I'm like, it's about finding the quieter areas and like just experiencing things when you can. So like the best time I've ever had in the naughty corner is like 3 years ago when me and Jess went. We went up there, instead of watching headliners, we went up to the naughty corner at like 8:30, 9 p.m. when the DJs are just starting out, but you've got like your opening sort of DJs, you've got like your like first timers and stuff playing their hearts out to literally no one. And me and Jess just had a dance. The whole stage was empty. Do you know what I mean? Like we had a really great time because we could see everything and we could get everywhere, and the bars were empty, but there were people serving. So it was like you got to experience kind of the vibe of the place and like enjoy because the design of all the stages and stuff. This is going to be really boring for people at home, I guess, that aren't interested in this. The design of all the stages and stuff at Glastonbury and the way that it's laid out is kind of what makes it so special, because the attention to detail is just like second to none. Like everywhere you walk in, there's something to see, something to hear, like these kind of ingenious art installations like throughout the site, like at various points. And like that's kind of the magic of the whole place. That and all the drugs that everyone takes when they're there. It puts you into this kind of bizarre hedonistic state, and nobody gets any sleep because in the last few years in particular, it's been so hot. You get to your tent at 6 a.m, the sun's baking through by 8 a.m, you're awake after 2 hours of no sleep, back on it again by 11. You know, it's one of those.
Is it noticeable, like the drugs?
Yeah, oh yeah. There's a lot of drugs at Glastonbury, and anybody that says otherwise is like,
so what do you think?
Mental.
So in that interview when they said, "Oh no, it wasn't busy," what do you think their goal is there? Is that to be like, make sure we don't?
I just think they didn't dare. I think Annie and Nick love Glastonbury so much they wouldn't dare say to the founder that it was unbearably busy. Either that, or they have access to all the secret passages, so they don't get.
Was this secret passages?
As in like the backstage areas, and like you have like there's ways of getting around a festival site where you can cut through stuff if you've got the right pass. Because I got took through one of them after Lewis Capaldi by my friend who blagged their way through. Didn't actually have the right pass, but blagged their way through, and then went, "Oh, he's with me. He's sound." And the security guard that let her through had let her through earlier, and I think he wanted to shag her. To be fair, it was one of those ones. So he was like, "Oh, hello there, you again? Back are we?" And I was just laughing. I was like, he sounds like the guy who narrates Love Island,
right?
But yeah, mate, it's
What's your tent sitch like?
Mine was pretty sound. I take a little pop up tent, and I was camping in like kind of a staff camping area. I mean, I made the mistake on the first day of like I set up my tent and I was like, right, I'm gonna go out, get out amongst it, and I make with Glastonbury being such a massive site, I can't explain how big it is unless you've been. It's insane. Like the walk anywhere takes like upwards of an hour sometimes, and to get your bearings when you first get there, if it's in like sunlight, for me everything looks different when it goes dark because you can't really see as much, and like the lights make everything look different, and every area looks different at night.
Yeah.
So you make your markers, like I'm near this area, and if I can get back to this landmark, I should be able to find my way back to my tent. So
I want to know specifically, like inside the tent, what you got.
Oh,
you got a little stove that you're gonna.
So no, I don't take camping stoves and stuff like that because I tend to at festivals. I've found that I always either buy food or eat crew food if I got it. So I take dried foods like crisps and some bread rolls. I normally have like a couple of crisp sandwiches.
Is anybody like going in your tent and that? Just like
not where I'm camping because it's very, very dull. I'm camped in like a staff campsite. So all the people that are in there are all working, and when they're not working, they're knackered and they're sleeping, or they're off and they're pissed. They're not rooting through your tent.
Is there any like docs about Glastonbury and like the workers? I'd love to see, or even do that. Like I'd love to go around if I had a film crew, and I would love to know what it's like to work at Glastonbury.
I think there'll be so much footage and stuff of Glastonbury over the years that there's loads of documentary stuff. I mean, I think there's a 50 years of Glastonbury documentary that's done by the Beeb with loads of archive footage and stuff. But like, it hasn't always been what it is now. I think the Glastonbury crowd has changed like massively.
How so? What from this year do you think? Like, did you notice a difference in crowd this year?
I think in the last 5 or 6 years. So the first one that I ever went to was 2019. So
Because I know you had a thing with glamping, didn't you? Where you're like, that's not really the festival experience.
Well, I just personally think like, I don't know, like I just don't think glamping's like, you don't really get an authentic festival experience if you're glamping. I just feel like it's like people that go to festivals used to be kind of, I would say, of the more free-spirited, I don't know what you would call it, persuasion. So people used to be more free-spirited and they'd be happy running around, getting muddy because they wouldn't care. They just want to be fucked up and listening to music in a field, and that's all that mattered really to them. There's 5 days. It doesn't matter where you sleep. It doesn't matter what you
This is why
just drink water, eat a bit of food, have some drugs, have some booze, and have a great time.
This is why to me, and I know music sometimes goes hand in hand because it's quite rebellious, but this is why I think sometimes, like, at least for me, this is only my opinion, is like why politics and art really, I know they go hand in hand sometimes, but like, I don't know, man. For me, I just like my art to be like fun and silly and like something to like.
But I mean, you're also a fan of the band Idols, right? Very political band.
Yes, yeah.
And like loads of his songs are political. My mother worked 16 hours, 6 days a week, and all that.
I guess that I do stand for that a little bit, like working. I get like that. I don't know. Maybe you're right. Like, yeah, it doesn't just. It's not exclusively. I like that because it's political though. I like the sound of it. I like the aggression. I like the message of like aggressive love as well.
Yeah.
In general, and by the way, like some people can take different things from art. So I don't necessarily. I'm not really interested too much about politics. Like, it's just not for me.
Well, former guest John McClure was DJing with me on Saturday, and also former guest Steve Bracknell was doing a little bit of a DJ set and a bit of a dance. And John played a live set on Sunday. It's the first time I've seen him in maybe 10 years live, and he was quite concerned on the Saturday that it was going to be poorly attended. But also, as we walked out into the crowd on Saturday, he was stopped about 6 times by fans, which was really like fun to see. Like him interacting with fans. But on stage, he said, because he was playing on a stage, so I'll paint the scene a little bit. He was playing on a stage that was booked by an artist called Billy Bragg, who's very political. If you know Billy Bragg, you understand. It's called the Left Field Stage. And John said on the stage, I would class myself as a left-wing person politically. But he said, but I think one thing that left-wingers feel a lot of is kind of like the heaviness of everything, because you care a lot about people and you care a lot about the situation. And sometimes that means we forget that we are also allowed to just have fun. So I think that, yeah, like...
Well said, man.
If you... Yeah, like, obviously give a shit about stuff, but...
The thing is, for me, is like, I do care. Like, I have a big... But I can't... There's nothing I can do in my control apart from just have fun and just give. I think it's not my place in the world, personally. My place. I think I found my place is just to be like, have fun and make other people forget for a while. And when people start to talk to me about like, oh, what's happening here, there, I'm like, hey, I don't claim to know any of that. I'm sure, I can't look at it sometimes because it is just so fucking dreadful. And it is like, I think the human side of it is that I'm on team human and that's it. I don't like being put in a box. I don't like things being put in a box. I'm just about team human. So when people say like, oh, but what about what's happening in Gaza, this, that, and everything, I'm like, man, like it's fucking dreadful. All death is dreadful. End, period, stop. Yeah, but what about, it's like, hey, I don't know, man. That's not my place, is to not get involved in any of that in terms of like, how do we solve it? Because I think it's such a deep, hard, like just a mess of problems. That's not my place. Is just to have fun and just be like, hey, let's just come over here for a bit, forget the world, and just have a laugh. And, you know, the nature of that's going to happen. It's not in any control. If there was a way to stop it in an instant, I would love to stop. I just think stop death is where I sit.
Just
I don't
like
think
you could be like just stop oil, but just stop death.
Just
all
death.
all death, every death.
I mean, like, natural death, of
Yeah,
course.
natural
like,
death of old age.
But like killing each other.
Yeah,
just wild.
stop shooting each other, stop stabbing each other, and all that. Yeah, no, I agree.
That's where I end. Like, and when people start to come up, but you need to be an activist for. I just want to be an activist for like. And no one's saying this to me, by the way. I'm making this up in my head, but I'm just imagining. What about, because it's so much like if you make a statement in the public eye, it's like, but what about so-and-so? And for me, I'd just be like overwhelmed, like, hey, man, like, I don't know any of that.
There's so much history. Also, people have been trying to straighten this situation, not this exact situation now, but there's been many similar situations since, you know, the dawn of Israel, since since you know, the 1940s, 50s onwards, and then also other wars, other conflicts. There's like individuals have been trying to protest war and have been protesting war for such a long time. It's just now we see all the protests like way more, I guess, because we have social media. And one of the things I'm like not annoyed about at all, because I understand the perspective of people sharing these things. They're like, you know, will you be able to tell your grandkids that you're on the right side of history? Did you stand up for this? Did you? But I'm like, but how are you standing up for it? Like, I'm making like the odd payment here and there where I can to fund like aid for the places that are struggling, the people that don't have food. And that's not just in Gaza, that's other places in the world. Every now and then I'll make a payment to a charity that hopefully, fingers crossed, hopefully, because I'm aware of shady business owners and charity owners, hopefully they send aid and food to the people that need it. And every now and then, maybe I feed somebody that needs feeding. Like, me posting something or reposting something on my social media stories is just like creating an atmosphere of, like, I don't know, like further turmoil within people that already know what's going on. I don't think there's a person alive, maybe that maybe there is somewhere in like the fucking deepest valleys that isn't on the internet, is completely unplugged from life, which would be beautiful. But like, I don't think there's many people alive that have the internet and access to news that doesn't know what's going on in the world at the moment. Like, it's kind of fucking insane. And this is just a heavy topic for a comedy podcast, isn't it? So.
No, that's just I don't know. It's just I don't know. Feel like I want to say that. It just feels like it's
agree.
all happening and popping off, and you're just like, fucking hell, man.
You just need to have a fucking laugh, mate. Sometimes
that's my there is places in the world, right? There are some people that are genuinely like activists and they want to, you know, do good. There are some people are clearly virtue signaling and just doing it for the points. Yeah, and there's everything in between. But like, that's where I just land. I land on like, look, I cannot possibly know without all the information, because I'm quite analytical. I'm like, I don't fucking know. Even
when you have all the information, though, you have like, that's almost too much sometimes, because you're like, that side make good points there, this side make good points here. Like,
it's just,
and that's not speaking about anything in particular. That's just speaking in general terms about every conflict ever.
I just want to have fun, man. That's it. And if it gets like, you know, if somebody, I don't know if I'm ever going to have that interaction with somebody. I haven't yet. Where it's like, but what do you think about this? I just see it online and I'm like, fucking hell, how would I react to that situation?
More Jar Jar Binks toys, basically.
I'm like, I don't fucking know. I just want to, you know, want to have fun.
Luke Sharpcock's political policies. More Jar Jar Binks toys in Walker's Crisps. What else?
I got mad heartburn. Jesus.
Yeah.
Is that enough fucking Glastonbury talk or what? So,
I
mean, your tent situation is
far
just like...
too much. My tent situation, I've got an airbed set up. I've got a sleeping bag. That's one thing.
Do you like put AirPods on? What's the noise around you at night?
Right. So at night time, I never used to do this, but I did take
my wash situation. I need to know all of it.
I did take my noise cancelling AirPods for night time. I take a pillow now, and I take an inflatable Tekka's airbed that I've invested in last year, because I'm now in my late 30s and you need an airbed. You can't sleep on the floor anymore.
No,
I used to sleep on a yoga mat, and before that I used to just sleep on the
fuck
floor.
that. Jesus.
Yeah. So no, I've got a full on air bed. One of the good things that I came up with this year was a bit of a hack. Was I took some swimming shorts and a couple of footy shirts with me. So instead of having to take a towel in the mornings, I go and have a shower.
What's the shower sitch like?
Hot showers, man.
What do you mean, like
in like a trailer?
Oh, so you like
go-
use a trailer thing?
There's like you go up this trail. You go over to these trailers.
See, I'd be buying like
posh
portable
loos
like
kind of things.
I'll be buying that like machine that sucks from a bucket that pours on your head.
Oh no! Like I mean, again,
I like the idea of that because we got me and Leanne are sorting out our tent for
Kendall Calling, which we're doing later in the year. Yeah.
We had a little browse, a peruse. We went to the outdoor place. It's called Go Outdoors.
Go Outdoors. Right, big tip for you, I would say, for anyone thinking of buying a tent, Decathlon is the one.
Dude, I looked at the price, man. That's all. Like that's what went for me. Me and Leanne are getting big boy tent.
Yeah.
Like, what is the?
So me and Jess last year invested in a 4-man big boy.
We're getting like
big boy
6-man.
Right, you're going real big.
It's not.
6 man's quite big.
You get 4 in the main bit, but then we've got an outdoor, like a little.
Yeah.
Is that obnoxious?
Bougie. It's not obnoxious. I would say like, for me, I'm like we went 4-man because we were like probably couldn't afford the 6-man at the time because our tent was like 300 quid.
How's it going to be like 90? It's a special offer at the minute, down for like 300 to 90 quid. I was like, well, we're just going to get that.
What's the?
I don't know the make.
Yeah, but you got to just look into the reliability of it and the leakage. So basically, the reason I recommend Decathlon is because I've had 4 tents from them over the years, and they've all been the same, mate. The Quesha brand or whatever.
One of our first sponsors, Decathlon tents.
Mate, Quesha, I would take that absolutely 100%. Their tents,
we do podcasts. One of their tents.
Their tents are indestructible.
Why don't we approach them?
They're just so good. Like, and the one we've got now, it's called like what is it, like Cool and Black or something like that. Basically, it's like it's white, so it reflects all the light away from it. So in the morning when the sun starts beating down, you ain't getting none of that fucking heating your tent up and making you sweat. So you can just stay in there for longer.
Why are not all tents just made that way?
Well, it's one of those things that's just recently started happening, I think. But then it's also a blackout. So like a blackout curtain. The bedroom is dark. Like you ain't getting no light through, none of that nonsense. It's great. So in the mornings, it's pitch black. Doesn't matter because when we're in there we'll have a child anyway waking us up at 5 a.m. So that's fine. But the tent I took to Glasgow was not that. It was a blue tent.
Like, you've never seen Dune, but they've got like these weird little sand tents because they live in the dunes. Whenever a sandstorm comes, I imagine.
I bet the tents are white though because there's no way that they're camping in black tents.
I can't
and
remember
absorbing all the heat from the sun.
I just remember them being really small and compact. I just imagine you just getting in
or
like
out
Dom's tent at that time when you saw that picture.
The fucking noise of the zips as well. Why don't they make quiet zippers?
Can you?
That was my wife's invention. She said if I could ever invent something, if I was an inventor,
zippers, yeah.
I'd invent a zip that didn't make a noise.
Yeah, I come up with an invention the other day. I don't know if it's been done. You know cables on like controllers, like retractable. I have them on a spindle.
Yeah,
really annoying because I was wrapping up as you do. I know it's really boring. And then I was just like, just fucking like a little USB retractable one that you plug in.
Does that exists with quite a lot of stuff, doesn't it? Yeah.
But if it doesn't exist with controllers, I'll be like, buy it
now on TikTok Shop.
Buy it now, TikTok Shop.
Well, can you unplug the cable from the controller?
Yeah, for sure.
Because then you could easily create a contraption.
Yeah, that's like got a spindle in the middle. Yeah. If that's not done, is that something I should be?
I think you should patent. I think you should patent that.
It's for like USB, like controller retractable cables.
I think patent that quickly, mate, because I think people will be on that hype.
Yeah, because my mate was like, yeah, but you got to plug it in the end. You're gonna have this fat thing that you're gonna have to put somewhere. But what if you put that? I've just realised you put that in the middle and it retracts either side. Fuck, man. That's got to be a thing. That's no way. That's not a thing. I've said that on a podcast.
Beautiful.
We're just running out of steam.
That's your copyright. That advert's taken out of me today.
That
I'm not
advert,
gonna lie.
I do apologise. That advert that we had to record is
It's
taken.
a
We
slow
got all
burn,
excited, didn't we?
But we are doing like 2 days this week. So the content from the episode kind of, and the rest of the content from Sunday will also go up on our YouTube channel for Crosswires. So keep an eye out for that one. If you didn't enjoy this episode, we're sorry.
It's Crosswires this Sunday.
We're sorry. Yeah, this Sunday coming. And then next week we have a guest again. So that's
I
exciting.
need to talk to you about that actually.
Next week, well, you're not here.
No, we just got to do calendar stuff
Yeah, we need to.
on the DCAs.
Hey guys.
So that's going to be chat off.
Hey guys, we're gonna chat off pod. We've done an hour, haven't we?
No, not yet.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
I love that you're just
For
like,
fuck's sake!
God damn it.
Are we not got anything to talk about? I've got some things to talk about. I wrote some notes down.
Oh, fuck it. It's 11:30, man. We're going to be fucking rocking, man.
Worst company to make biscuits. Siemens.
Okay.
You wouldn't eat a Siemens biscuit, would you?
No. Oh, unless it's like Siemens, the fisherman's biscuit. You know, it feels marketed that
David
way.
Siemens.
Siemens, the fisherman's biscuit.
I think too many companies are named after hot loads.
Like, give me
and
examples.
Siemens,
Yeah.
Smeg.
Oh, shit,
Just
Smeg.
like, just why are these companies named after disgusting cummy messes?
It's not Smegmer, though, is it?
Yeah, but it's like they know what they're doing. They don't.
Another one, go on.
Like Siemens. I don't know. I can't think of it. I can't. What else? There must be more.
I'm trying to think of like companies called Jizz or like Splooge.
There used to be a construction company in Lincolnshire called Swallow Scaffolding,
Nah.
and I'm like, come on, you know what you're.
Come on.
Swallow my big scaffolding pole. Swallow Scaffolding. Come on.
Come on.
Any company that call themselves like BJ's Construction or something like that.
Nah.
BJ's. You know what you're doing.
Yeah. Well,
Suck
to be fair, it
jobs.
could be like a market employ, man, because you've got to remember BJ's.
Yeah, sex sells. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, it's a bit embarrassing actually. His name's Ben, and my name used to be John. So BJ's, you know what I mean?
Well, Ben, John, BJ's,
And then and I bet they give out like merch and like key rings that
And
say
blowjobs.
we live BJ's.
and fucking hell.
We love BJ's Scaffolding.
We love BJ's. I want to show you a video while we're
Okay.
talking.
Go on then.
Just gonna try and find it. Sorry if I wasn't better prepared.
No, it's fine. I have a brief story to tell you as well. As I was taking a drive the other day,
Go on.
there was a van pulled over. You know, like when people hire a minibus to go
Yeah.
on like a day trip. There was a van pulled over at the side on the hard shoulder of the M62, famous motorway between Hull and Liverpool. And there was a group of lads all stood filming with their phones. And I was like, oh, what's going on? And then there was another lad in a field, like just to the side, doing a shit, basically.
Oh my god!
Like, I think he had the shits. But I was like, I couldn't, obviously, as you're driving past this, you're driving quite quickly and you're not got your window down because you're on the motorway. But I could just kind of make out that he was wafting them away, like, go away, stop filming me. And I'm like, just picturing the scene that they've just gone on a stag do and somebody slipped like some fucking Senecot in his drink or something. And eventually he's got to the point where he's going to shit himself. But that happens on the side of the M62. As cars are thundering past. But then also, what are you going to do? You're going to shit yourself. You might as well just do it, hadn't you? You don't want to shit yourself in a van full of your mates. Like, you'd rather do it in a field, right? Even if they are filming it and putting it on TikTok.
True that.
You got this video?
No, do you know what? I think they've removed it because, and I think I know why. Basically,
did we make it?
No, we didn't. Basically, it's footage from Peter Kay's latest tour, and he's still doing just things that he thought was funny in, like, you know, the early late 2000s, I guess.
Right,
Mate, if they genuinely got rid of that, I bet he's got it removed. I bet it was him. Fuck, man, that genuinely, it's gone. It's gone. So the crazy thing about that was, it was like, it was so bizarre, and I really wanted your opinion on it because he just like, and he had nobody. He didn't want anybody filming him, and you could tell because he was just like, "Put your phones away," and I don't know, and it was just, and he was doing like London Calling by the Clash, but with the Top Cat lyrics in it. It's like Top Cat, dun 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 dun, dun, and it was just like the most bizarre like show that you've ever seen. It's like, is this even comedy anymore? Like, what's happening?
I think at a point, Peter Kay was absolutely fucking brilliant. Like, genuinely, social commentary of the time, brilliant. I don't know if he's still quite the same as he was. And also, I think that
it was so bizarre to
when
see.
you get to a point
like,
of,
oh my
when
God.
you get to a point of success where people love you because you're really good at doing a certain thing, and you're like,
garlic bread?
Maybe he doesn't want to do that thing anymore, but that's all that people will let him do.
Yeah, but just don't. I don't know. It was just so bizarre to watch, and there was like
Yeah.
this point where it was like,
His crisps are
it
good,
just
by the way.
it just cut, and he's like on this floating like little disc, and he's like fully dressed in this like glittery outfit, and he's doing like the Neighbours song. And he's got a shovel guitar.
Yeah, I think
That's
that was a thing
when
on his
good
one of his previous
neighbours
tours.
become, and it's just like very like the whole stadium is just like really quiet, and there's just a few claps, and it's just like so surreal. And you're watching it, and I was thinking, this has got dictator vibes. Like the dictator has forced his like minions to watch. Like, no, this is a good show, and it's like the comments were just full of like, what's going on. I went and I left after 20 minutes because it was just bad. And I just was like, this is just like a window. Are you looking into like some weird, it's like you see looking into North Korea, man. You're like, what? He's like dancing along, and he goes, "Now put your phone away." And he's all like skinnier now. And fair play to him.
On the Zempies.
He's probably on the Zempies. And it was, I really wish we had the video. It's gone. It's genuine. I think he wants that scrubbed from the internet. Oh man, I wish I saved them onto my phone.
Well, I mean, I think that, like I say, I'll stand by the fact that I think for a certain period of
Garlic
time,
bread?
For a certain period of time, I think he was great at social commentary.
It was never for me.
Phoenix Nights is
It wasn't
a
really
work of genius.
I would argue Phoenix Nights was probably a collaborative effort. It wasn't all him.
No, but still, the way that he played the character was great.
Yeah, I'll give him that. Yeah, true.
That Peter Kay thing, there's some great moments in, like some of the sketches and stuff that he wrote, and also some of his comedy in the early days. Like, it redefined British stand-up comedy at the time. Genuinely, it did. Yeah, it did. Yeah. Who else was doing it in the early 2000s? Lee Evans. Who were your household names? Lee Evans and Peter Kay. That's who everyone knew.
Roy Chubby Brown.
Oh yeah, Chubby Brown for a certain demographic.
Jim Davidson.
Yeah, Jim Davidson.
For a certain demographic.
Yeah.
Oh god, yeah.
The more right wing comics, yeah. But beloved comics, Peter Kay. I mean, like Live at the Top of the Tower by Peter Kay is great. You can't knock his stand up. You can say that you don't like it and it's not funny, but like universally that was loved as a special. Even the Bolton Albert Halls one was pretty good.
No, I'm giving him flat, but I did laugh at that.
Yeah.
So,
but I mean,
when I was 12.
Yeah, exactly. But that's it. I think it's like at this point where it's kind of sad.
I just when do you know when to just, because that was always my fear with sniffs, right? That was the fear of like, you think it's funny, but then now people are like, oh. That was always.
I think you
have the finger on the pulse, and I think you realise you change with it.
Well, much like the episode of this episode of this podcast. Not everything can be a banger, but the problem is it's like when you're doing stadium tours of something, and people expect an Albanian Viagra, and they get a 35-minute rambling about politics at Glastonbury. So it's different. Do you know what I mean? I guess it's different strokes.
Don't say it.
What did he have? Has Peter had a stroke?
No, don't. If you say different folks, different strokes, I'm gonna fucking. That's the time to end. when we start saying shit like that.
Yeah, I think we probably.
You know,
we
it's
probably
just
should end.
and it's just, you know, do you like drones? Different folks, different strokes.
Different drones,
Different drones,
different homes, different drones. Do you know what I mean? Different homes for different drones.
That's when good neighbours.
But long live Peter Kay.
Get him on the show.
I if anything, I just kind of hope it forms like a nice middle point for the eventual documentary about his life, and this can be like the low before the high.
The thing is, I don't.
It's like I've just come back from a serious illness.
I think
I'm
I have
doing my
this weird.
stage show.
I have this weird feeling he's a bit like James Corden.
Do you think he's been replaced? Do you
Who
think
knows?
Do you think Disney's got him?
My boy.
Disney might have him, to be fair.
Disney's got him
Yeah.
and snatched him up.
That's why Phoenix Nights isn't on 4OD. Anyway, guys,
Things I'm gonna do to you.
we get up the stairs when he's in that stair lift.
Yeah, I like that.
That's so funny.
It is.
man.
There is a good skit. I like that.
Do you know what? Shout out to Dave Spikey. He was a big co-writer on Phoenix Nights, and I think has been kind of fucked over by the Peter Kay dictatorship a little bit, because I think that this is a weird point to end on, but I feel like
Sign up.
he's
Jim.
fighting for a lot of the stuff they did to go on like 4OD, and I think because Peter owns the rights to it, he won't let anything go up there, so he won't let Phoenix Nights go out on 4OD anymore. And Dave Spike is like, it needs to be on there. It's like a classic comedy of its time or whatever. Anyway, dull.
It's fine, mate. We're going to
Circle
be back
back-
to rotation next week.
Circle back
It's
next
fucking
week.
11:30, man.
Yeah.
We've got an hour and a half drive ahead of us.
Circle back next week. See you all later. Come and check us out across wires if you're around. If you listen this far, big salute. And we've got Ed Farmer on next week as a guest, who's going to be telling you all about his jet set life at Coachella and his £29,000 worth of unpaid invoices. Big love. Catch you all later. Bye-bye.
Love you, bye.